My name is Tony Dearling. My business experience is mainly in the retail sector, where I've been involved in both operational and merchandise appointments, running multi-billion rand portfolios. I think in both my corporate experience and running my own businesses, I've been very involved in negotiating and signing deals with big international brands. I heard about the Dealmaker Programmes Company from friends and business colleagues, and I was very impressed that a South African produced company could have such a global presence, and decided to put myself on the course. I was so impressed with the course that I ended up doing each and every course, and I did the courses twice. And subsequently I actually joined the company as a facilitator. I just loved it so much. The Dealmaker programs take you through a process and a methodology. They improve your ability to negotiate and to sign deals quicker and more effectively. And it's a seamless process. It's not rocket science, but it's very meticulous and thorough, and if you apply it, you get far better results without giving away lots of margin. The learning process is one of 4 stages that you actually go through. It starts with unconscious incompetence. In other words, you don't know what you don't know. It then moves on to at least conscious competence by the end of the course. Let me give you an example, and I'll use my training for the Comrades Marathon to take you through this process. My first Comrades was a real tribulation. Not having done the training, not having done the races, not having put the miles in my legs, it really was a tough encounter. Having said that, I managed to run it non-stop and earn myself a bronze medal for finishing under the stipulated time. My second Comrades was really into the second phase of the process, and this was conscious incompetence. I now knew what I needed to do to improve my performance. And what did I do? I made sure that I put more miles in the legs. I trained with a club. I trained with athletes who were better than I was. So I'd now moved from unconscious incompetence, where I knew nothing, to conscious incompetence, where I knew what I didn't know. And by the end of the race, I'd moved to conscious competence. I now knew what it took to do well in that race. I then set about on a far higher level. I'm giving myself pretty tough goals. What did I need to do? I had to go to that stage of conscious competence. I knew what I needed to do to actually crank up a different gear and to improve my performance. I now started to train with some of the best athletes in the country, Fordyce, Delamotte, Plaatjes. I started to plan my race strategy far more efficiently. I started to work on my leg speed, both on the track and on the grass, the golf courses and that sort of thing. I worked on my hill work, and everything fell into place. I had an incredible year that year. I ran top 10 in every race that I entered, including a 9th at the Comrades Marathon and a 4th at London to Brighton, and even a qualifying marathon that enabled me to get to the Olympics for the marathon. Finally, I moved from conscious competence to unconscious competence. I had so much of the training in my muscle memory. It was just a case of fine-tuning the racehorse. And what did I do? I really started working on my mental preparation. I fine-tuned my speed work. I started to work on team strategies as to how we were going to work together to help one another. I looked at who my competition was and how they were likely to run the race. And finally, I worked on my team, my support team, people who are actually going to help me en route with both information and drinks. And it all fell into place. I had the most incredible year. I came 10th in every major race in the country, including a 4th at London to Brighton. a 9th at Comrades Marathon, and a qualifying time for the marathon that enabled me to be selected for the Olympics in the marathon event. I had moved from conscious incompetence right on my very first marathon to unconscious competence, where so much of it was in my memory. My process of training for the Comrades is very similar to the process we take delegates through on the Dealmaker program. It's about taking them through what they didn't know, conscious incompetence, and leaving them consciously competent of what it takes to make them world-class negotiators and world-class deal makers.